Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Fridge Master XTRM because it's extreme. This board features good old-fashioned traditional camber and the Y3D with sidekick technology. So camber is going to give you all the load, pop, snap, and drive from contact point to contact point, but that Y3D with sidekick spoons out the nose and the tail. This is going to reduce that edge bite at the contact point if you're getting sideways and whatnot, and it also helps with more optimal powder float. This board is available in 154, 156, 158, 162, and 166.6. 666, number of the beast. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on an overcast day. There was snow falling at times, warmer temps, chopped chunder, soft creamy groomers, slush at the bottom of the mountain, kind of just a mix of everything, and I used my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. This board is a stiffy. It sits firmly on the stiffest side of Park Flex. You got these very minimal sweet spots out at the contact point, stiffer through the midsection, and then right in the middle there's a little bit of give. Not a lot, just a little bit. That makes it very stable. This board just crushes through chop and chunder. The only time you really feel anything is if you either land on something really icy and crusty, or you come in from something softer and then skid kind of across it. Otherwise, at speeds, the tips never really flap, and any chatter you get is completely gone before it gets underfoot. There's a lot of carbon in this board, and it's camber. It takes no effort to get this thing to rebound, so what you put in, you're gonna get double back, and if you aggressively load it up, you're gonna shoot to the goddamn moon. This board wants to get in the air. It's gonna pop off a roller. It's gonna launch a side hit. It's gonna use that family of fat skiers as a launch ramp. It doesn't care. This thing wants to be in the air. When it comes to jumps, the bigger the better. Sure, I was on a 162. It's a hog. But still, the bigger the better. Yeah, it can handle smaller jumps, but this thing wants to be in the air. It wants to hit bigger jumps. It's gonna snap off the lip whether you want to or not. You're going higher, you're going further. This thing just boosts. Hey, are you enjoying this? Have you given it a thumbs up yet? You haven't? Why not? Go do it. While you're down there, why don't you subscribe? Click the bell, get those notifications. Oh, you already have? Awesome. Oh, you haven't? Well, repent, sinner, and do it. It's a beast of a board. You're gonna work for those butters. You got these tiny little sweet spots out in the nose and the tail, and you do have that Y3D that helps elevate the contact point, so when you get sideways, it won't hook up on you, but you're leveraging all your weight over it. You're basically sitting on that tail or sitting on that nose, pushing into it as hard as you can, and it's gonna fight you the whole time. You're gonna be able to rebound and snap out of any butter variation, but you're getting a workout the whole time you're doing it. And the same thing happens when you're jibbing. You go to lock into a nose or tail press, it's gonna fight you and you're gonna press hard. Speed is your friend here. If you're going slow, it's gonna look soggy as shit. At least with speed, you can leverage a little bit harder, make it to the end of the feature and pop off. When you go sideways, that camber actually cradles around the feature perfectly. It doesn't clap out, and it's not a balance board. It just sorta caresses it gently and allows you to feel locked in. You coming from the top rope, probably gonna get kicked out, so just be aware of that. This board is fluid and smooth edge to edge. You notice that it just rolls from toe to heel and heel to toe. Short, tight, quick carves are very easy. You don't have a lot of give for ankle movement to ankle steer with it, but you can notice that you're getting up on it. Now, when you go to a medium carve, it locks in, it holds well, and it'll swoop from one side of the run back to the other. Deep, hard, aggressive carves, you got the power. There's enough carbon in this. What you don't have is that tail edge bite from that Y3D. It doesn't engage as aggressively as you would like, so you can skip out on firmer snow. If you're in perfect hero snow, you're gonna leave a trench. You don't have to worry about it. But if you're on ice, it's not gonna give you that bite because it's moving it back, Be aware of that. So don't try to drive it out here. Try to drive it more from outside the rear binding when you're apexing that carve. Rider in mind, this board is for the big line sending, slope style crushing, boosting to the moon guy that needs a stiff twin that can do it all. Want to support us further but don't know how? Swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. The one thing I really hated about this board was the size. It's a little bigger than I personally would have liked for what this is, but hey, that's what they had, and that's what we had to ride. Okay, no problem. Otherwise, this wasn't as stiff as I thought it was going to be just on paper. It's stiff, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't as stiff. And because of that, it made it more all-mountain versatile, especially with that Y3D, the side kick, and the tip shape, right? That kick is great. You get into some hot pow, it really funnels it out, and it makes it more versatile. This board wants to get in the air. You got power when you drive it. The only thing is, on firmer, icier snow, you lose that rear contact bite. You can kind of compensate for that, and once you learn it, you're like, oh, this isn't that big of a deal. You kind of get accustomed to it. It's not as grippy as like a full traditional cambered board with no 3D, but it still works. Overall, this thing was a blast to ride. Like, I really enjoyed it. I just wish I'd gotten it in something like a 158. I think that would have been perfect for me, but hey, beggars can't be choosers when you're getting stuff to test. Comparable boards. The Ride Benchwarmer, the Salomon Huck Knife Pro, the Capita Outsiders. Binding recommendations: the Yes Airmaster, the Rome DoD, the Union Force. This has been my review of the Yes Fridge Master Extreme. If you're not extreme for this, maybe you should check out one of the reviews for one of the comparable boards. After all, we've made a ton of content for all of you out there.